未来のパートナーはあなた自身、マインドリープのポッドキャストにようこそ、石川恵理香です。本日はスペシャルゲストをお呼びをしております。カルテックって皆さんご存知ですかね。アメリカのカリフォルニア州にあるテクノロジーの大学なんですけれども、カリフォルニア工科大学というのが、日本に訳した名前だと思いますけれども、そこからですね、リック・ヘフナーさんという、博士の方ですね。で、この方なんですけれども、私がですね、デジタルツインの取り組みをしている中で知り合って、で今回快く、このポッドキャスト、お受けいただきましたので、いろいろとお話を聞いていきたいと思います。So, hello, Dr. Hefner. I'm so excited to invite you into my podcast. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Thank you, and I'm glad to be here. So, my name is Rick Hefner. I'm the executive director for the California Institute of Technology Center for Technology and Management Education. So, the center is part of Caltech's training to professionals and executives out in the workforce. We work with a number of different companies that are technology driven, and we also have some public classes for individuals who want to keep up with today's technologies.
Thank you so much. That sounds wonderful and exciting as well. So today I would like to ask you 3 questions related to digital twin, which is the hottest topic in Japan as well as all over the world. My first question being that we are on the exciting journey to creating a digital twin of human brain. And can you explain in simple and fun terms to the YouTube audience how this technology could potentially change our everyday livings?
Absolutely. Well, just like we have visual assistants today, envision having a personal AI companion, your digital twin, and they could encapsulate the essence of all your thoughts, your memories, your personality. The digital twin could revolutionize our everyday life in countless ways. First of all, just think of having the ultimate personal assistant. Your digital twin knows you inside and out. They can plan your day. They could remind you of important events. They could even predict what you might need or make appointments for you. So you don't forget anybody's birthday or any of your appointments anymore. And this kind of a digital assistant doesn't get tired, doesn't take a vacation day, has access to the entire internet and is very diligent at following your directions. Another aspect would be just as a brain booster. If you have a digital twin of your brain, you could effortlessly learn new skills or languages. You could understand complex concepts much faster than you had before. The digital twin understands how your brain works, so they can even analyze your cognitive patterns and adapt learning processes uniquely for you, making it easier for you to learn and making education more engaging and more efficient for you. The third aspect out of the many would be even something like emotional support. If you are feeling down or stressed out, your digital twin understands you. They understand your memories, what you've been through. So they're there to listen. They can offer accompanying advice, just like a true friend. And they know how you feel and what techniques would be best to lift your spirits or to encourage you when you need it the most.
Thank you so much. So you touched upon 3 points. The first one being the virtual assistant, and the second one is an enhancer of our capability, I guess. And the third one, I think, would be very attractive to our service. But there's so many, capabilities, and it's just an interesting field. But would you imagine any unexpected scenarios where that might happen when we have a digital copy of our own minds?
I think you could have several scenarios, and a lot of them have to do with maybe the digital twin having some of its own personality. So imagine that you woke up one morning and your digital twin has developed a mischievous streak. All of a sudden they want to play some tricks. So since your digital twin knows you, knows your routine, and has access to your voice patterns, they can start to make all kinds of changes throughout your house. So let's say you live in a smart house, they can start to turn on the music, they can open your curtains, let the sun in, they could start to turn on appliances in the kitchen, right? And the twin, might have your sense of humor, so they know the sort of pranks and tricks they could play on you. They could start to send text messages to your friends on your smartphone. They could you get into your car, you try to go to work, but the digital twin takes over your smart car, and now they take you on a tour of the city, and instead of going to work here. they could imitate your voice. So your digital twin could send messages, even send video, to do a video display of you, and would all pool your friends and your family and your business colleagues, etc. So it would be very fun, and it would be something you would have to laugh at too, because it would be your sense of humor. It would be the same things you would play. So a mischievous digital twin could really cause some damage.
So it sounds like if you're a bad person or evil person, then your digital twin will be evil as well. But if you're a nice person, it's going to be like, haha, funny in that kind of situation. Is that what you're saying?
I hope so. I would hope your digital twin would have the same good sense that you would have, and all the pranks would be in good humor.
Do you think that your digital twin can probably go to the different ways and, becoming some sort of like different personality? Is that?
I think it could. You can imagine kind of cloning yourself as a digital twin, and there's no reason why you couldn't have multiple digital twins. One of the things is in life we make decisions about what choices we make. Well, imagine a digital twin that might make other choices. And you could kind of see how different life choices that you could have made, maybe take a different career, even do something different. It has your capabilities, it has your memory. And so it'd be interesting to see how a set of digital twins might work. And I think that the question is how many digital twins could you challenge? And I think if you had hundreds of digital twins, the ideas are really kind of mind-boggling.
So it's sort of like a RPA, robotic process automation, where you create multiple robots to do simultaneous work, but each one of them would have intelligence, I guess.
Each one of them would, and there's been so much advancements in science now about robotics and motion and things like that. But so much of what we do now is through the internet, through the phone, etc. It doesn't need a physical body for. So we already have, for example, artificial intelligence assistants that will make appointments for us, etc. So as we keep expanding that and the Internet of Things, the access really becomes amazing. And so it's very easy for a digital twin to mimic our life, or even mimic some other version of our life.
It sounds like a science fiction to some audience. Would you foresee any challenges for implementing, this digital twin of yourself in the future?
Yeah, I think the most significant challenge just lies in the complexity of the human brain itself. Our brains are extraordinarily intricate and dynamic, billions of interconnected neurons and synapses. They form these very complex neural networks. Capturing and replicating this complexity in some sort of digital form, I think, is an incredibly daunting task. And there's even a number of researchers who suggest that the brain is not the model we want to use, that we can use even other models that might be even more efficient. The other thing I think, a challenge in terms of a digital twin is the brain is not static, right? It changes, it adapts it over time. There are learning experiences. We're just now starting to understand that in artificial intelligence and machine learning. And if to create a truly lifelike digital twin, we're going to need some more advanced mechanisms to simulate this learning process. And that will mean not only capturing the brain's current state, but also its potential to evolve and grow over time. And then I think another critical challenge is just the ethical aspects. So creating a digital twin raises some profound questions about privacy, identity, autonomy, what even the meaning of life is itself. What does it mean to be alive, to be sentient? What sort of rights and protections should we afford to such digital entities? How do we ensure that they're not being exploited in some way or used without their consent? What does it even mean to talk about their consent? So I think balancing these kinds of societal issues with the technology issues and the potential risks is going to be a huge ethical dilemma for all of us, but something we're going to have to work out over time.
Yeah, you suggested so many challenging points, and one of them you suggested was the people's mind changes a lot. In the morning, I'm grumpy. In the afternoon, I'm a little bit easing out, and sometimes I'm aggressive. And when I see somebody, it might be polite, but for some other person, I'm not. So a human brain just moves really, really rapidly, I guess. And I think
it does, and we want. Sometimes we're not the best version of ourselves, right? We know that there's times we lose our temper, we we get nervous or we panic about something. And so there's the potential to even make our digital twin better than us in some way, always calm, always rational. And then the question is, do we really want that? Is that what we're seeking? Because some of our flaws are part of what makes us human, makes us personable, and then makes our experience with others better for everyone. So some incredible thoughts there in terms of where we want the technology to go, let alone what we're capable of making the technology do.
I agree, because when we allow the digital twin to go beyond being just the AI and allow them to be a human, and then they can do whatever they necessarily do. For example, like digital twin of a president might push the button for atomic bomb, for example. That might be a breach for the security. But AI or the extended human being might think that, that would be the beneficial for Earth, So that would be the, case. Then it's very hard to set the limit, I guess. To
even something like legal liabilities. If your digital twin committed a crime, are you responsible? Is the designer of the AI system responsible? Those are questions we haven't really struggled with yet as a society.
I see. Well, just out of curiosity, are you doing any research at the Caltech regarding this field?
We've done a lot of research and only starting to really explore artificial intelligence. I think one of the more interesting things for us is the combination with robotics. And so we have done a number of different simulations. Part of it is to even mimic other things other than humans. So if you think of something like bees, honeybees, some people have seen things like drone shows, right? Most of those are programmed, but it's easy to simply set up artificial intelligence for those drones to simply react to a situation and form kind of their own consciousness there. And we're doing some interesting research at Caltech and those ideas, which we hope will have some benefits for humanity.
That's a very interesting initiatives. And now that I hear about those researchers, I just contradict myself and my project. But maybe what we should seek for is not a digital twin of ourselves, but some form that's completely different from any animals or any human beings, but something that would be beneficial to us or to Earth, I guess. It's very interesting.
I think one of our challenges is to think beyond ourselves. There's a whole line of thinking called biomimicry, where we think of mimicking biological systems. Biological systems are so incredibly complex, and we're only beginning to understand some of those things. And humans aren't always the best species at everything. We're not the best swimmers in the animal kingdom. We're not the best runners in the animal kingdom. So we investigate robots that run like cheetahs and amphibious robots that swim like jellyfish and other things. And so keeping our minds open to other options instead of mimicking human behavior, I think it's always a good idea.
I hope we are not going to create some sort of like chimera kind of species. But would you think that someday we can transfer our soul? What do you think about our soul and consciousness? Do you have any opinion on that?
Yeah, I think there's parts of us that are inherently human, and the soul is interesting because we are kind of more than just our thoughts and our experiences. And I don't think we understand models of how the soul works or where that really comes from biologically yet. So I think we're a long ways off from mimicking that. And of course, that brings up a whole set of ethical problems as well. But I think we're already creating digital twins that in all essence sort of mimic a behavior of a human. You can program things like morals and rule bases into that, and really brings into sharp focus what the differences are between machines and humans. What is the essence of a soul? That's a topic for philosophers, way even beyond technologists.
That's true. If you ask me, if technology is up there, if we can create some sort of like my digital twin in a robotic form of body, and I can transfer my consciousness to that robot, then I would do it. I'm just curious, would you do it, or would you just avoid doing it?
I think we all want to extend our reach beyond the lifetimes that we're given. So yeah, I think I would do it. I would
Really?
I would want to continue helping and assuming I could still experience the pleasurable parts of life, it would be something to continue with. And who wouldn't want to have a body that didn't get tired and didn't get worn out, didn't have the aches and pains that we get as we get older.
Well, great. Well, our time is running out, so it's about time that we finish. Well, thank you so much for your valuable time, and I've learned a lot in this short period of time. And I really appreciate you talking to me on the podcast, and I hope we can invite you someday. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.